Most people at some point in their lives will have picked up a guitar. Many of them will have tried to play acoustic versions of the likes of the Smiths, Sonic Youth, and Bob Dylan in some vain attempt to impress members of the opposite sex. We call this time college. Unfortunately, many people don't pick up the instrument again. That's a shame because thanks to the likes of Rocksmith 2014, it's easier than ever to learn. And make no bones about it, Rocksmith is a learning tool before it's a game, and a damn good one at that. That's not to say it hasn't picked up a thing or two from the world of video games though. The setup is much like a complex version of the classic Guitar Hero games, and for most people it'll work great. Experienced guitar players may find the layout a tad disconcerting though, particularly those well versed in tab, which reads from left to right rather than top to bottom. Similarly, Rocksmith's default way of teaching isn't going to be for everyone. It uses an adaptive difficulty level where the song is played at full speed, but only a few notes are displayed at a time. Nail those notes and more are added in until eventually you're playing the whole song. It sounds like a great idea, and with simpler songs it's relatively easy to gradually add in more notes as you play, thanks in part to not having to worry about quick position shifts and dense passages. But for more complex songs, the limitation of this system becomes clear. There simply isn't enough time during fast-paced songs to process those new notes and physically memorise where they need to be under your fingers before the notes have flown by and a new passage starts. In the old Rocksmith, there wasn't much you could do except grin and bear it, but thankfully Rocksmith 2014 introduces a much improved version of Riff Repeater, which lets you highlight sections of a song and slow them down to a more acceptable pace. This is far more akin to how a guitar player would traditionally practice a riff or solo. It's such a great feature that it's unimaginable trying to go back to the old Rocksmith and learning songs without it. Similarly great is the Guitarcade, which teaches techniques like string skipping and bends via a range of 8-bit style minigames. Escaping a chasing police car by playing Phrygian scales in Scale Racer, or shooting cowboys by skipping strings in String Skip Saloon is a lot of fun, and the minigames are genuinely useful for nailing some of the fundamental skills of guitar playing. When it comes to the all-important songs, the lineup here is much improved over the original game, with tracks that have been chosen because of great guitar work rather than some unnecessary need to slot in a big-name artist. There's also Session Mode, which features a virtual band for you to jam with. It's not the best sounding band in the world, and some of the chosen chord progressions are a little odd to say the least, but if you stick with the 12-bar blues, there's some fun to be had. Rocksmith 2013 is a great learning tool for beginners and a big improvement over the original game. The problems that I had with the layout of the note highway are going to be far less of an issue for those without years of tablature indoctrination, and the tutorials and song selections are good enough to teach you a lot about guitar. No, it won't be replacing the likes of a keen ear, a copy of Guitar Pro, and a good set of tabs for me, but when I think back to when I bashed out my first clumsy Green Day chords on guitar, I'd have killed for as good a teacher as this.